Hey guys, it's Sean here. Long time no see, or rather talk. Been super busy working on other things. Finally came to a halt on the Volkswagen just because the weather is way too cold to be working on it. Lately we've had like 30-degree weather, low 30s, upper 20s. Yesterday we did have 49, which was the best day. And I was out here and I went ahead and power washed everything. Still looks a bit dirty, but I think I had shown it before that somebody had literally just taken it down gravel roads or something, and now it's much better to work on. I just wanted to share that I took this cover off and there was a mouse nest in there, so I stuck my finger in here and I feel more. So right now I'm going to take this off, this whole cover. We'll see if there's any mice in there. I highly doubt it, but we'll see how big the nest is, get it out of there. The goal today is to get it to run. So hopefully we get a first start today. You guys saw where I rebuilt the carb. I've got it remounted, it's in place. I'm gonna have to go back through some videos, I think, though, and figure out the, not necessarily the wiring, but where every single hose goes, because I can't really quite remember. So anyway, that's what I'm working on today. Okay guys, so we're going to start by taking I think you'd call this the belt drive cover. I believe there's a belt behind here, and that drives the motor, or drives the wheel, I should say. I think it's just held on by these two bolts, which are 10 millimeter. So we'll go ahead and take those off. Okay, yeah, this one is pulling out a lot of the mouse nest when I try and de-thread it all the way. So, and it looks like there's mouse nest there too. I'll zoom in a bit. It's just, I don't know if these are supposed to come out all the way. I mean, that's as far as they're going. So, might have to get a hammer and tap it a bit. Let me make sure first, though, that it's not held on by anything else. It does not look to be held on by anything. So let me grab a rubber mallet, and we'll see if we can kind of tap her off there. She's loose. There we go. Well, it looks like we might run into issue with this line here. I'm not entirely sure what that line goes to, but I think it might be connected to the actual cover. Okay, so I took that bottom bolt off. It's just an 8 millimeter, and that cable ran through the middle here. So I believe you kind of do need to take that off. So just be aware of that when you're removing the cover here. Maybe not, because it seems to be still connected there, although it slips out. So I don't know, we'll see. really is held good by something. There we go. Oh yeah. Look at all that. Looks like there's some mouse poison in there, the green pellets and stuff. Carried it in there with them, so I wouldn't be surprised if we do find some critters in there. We'll see here. Okay, so I went ahead and I just bent that up ever so slightly to get that out of there. It's pretty nasty. And yes, some people might comment you should be wearing gloves, and you're right. I probably should be wearing some sort of gloves, but I'll make sure I wash my hands afterwards, and you really shouldn't be touching it. So I just don't have any at the moment. But I'm gonna take some of this out here, zoom you guys in, maybe bring you closer. Okay. Does appear that might be a mouse. Yep. Dead mouse. See if there's any others. Boy, they really packed it in there. It's a good thing that I stuck my finger in there just to be sure, because it wouldn't have been too cool starting the engine with this. There's a lot in here. Well, I can tell this is going to be kind of a longer video. Haven't even gotten to the part where we're starting it. And of course, that's never, I know it's not going to be quick. Probably take us a while. Might need a new spark plug. I believe I pulled it though before and it looked really good, so we'll see. They may have even chewed some of the teeth of the belt. I don't see any chew marks, but it doesn't hurt to inspect it. Well, it looks like they may have chewed very slightly on the sides. I'm sure it's probably okay to run, but it wouldn't hurt to change that belt at some point. Some nuts and everything in here. Quite disgusting. Not as bad as my Volkswagen was though when I took that apart. Before I replaced the floor pans and stuff, they were just crawling out of the heater channels and tons of dead mice, smelled horrible. So I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab the vacuum and try and vacuum all this stuff out. Alright guys, I got the vacuum. I'm gonna go ahead and vacuum it. Don't worry, I'll meet up the sound for that. And one thing I wanted to mention as well is when you're working with mice nests, whatever, mouse nest, any sort of like critter nest, you really should be wearing some sort of mask, whether it's a respirator or just one of those cheapy masks. You should at least wear something, because you really don't want to be breathing in any of this stuff. Could make you sick. So I just wanted to tell you guys that, just in case you guys didn't think I was wearing a mask. I've got one of the cheapies on. So anywho, let's get the vacuum in. Okay guys, so we're gonna get everything put back together here. I got that cable already slipped back in. I'll put that bracket on later. Alright guys, so I got the cover kind of seated a little better. I just hit it with the mallet just a little more. Everything was lined up fine. It's a little not 100% right there, so I think maybe when it's drawn to it, it might seat a little better there. I started the bolts here. It's a little hard to find the right spot to where it'll start threading in. You just got to be just right. I kind of had to aim it more up to find it there. You almost just can't find it anywhere in there. So we'll get these threaded down. I don't know the torque spec. I'm not going to torque them. I think people get a little too carried away with having to torque things. Not everything necessarily needs to be torqued, and I don't believe these would need to be. Not too tight, just snug. Go ahead and put this cover on. I put all the screws back in there, just so I didn't lose them. All right, so everything is back together here. So this is where the mice got in. That's a good little spot for them. So if you've got one of these that have been sitting a long time, I would definitely check it. Thank God I was smart enough to open that up, and there was a nest here, so stuck my finger back in that area, and a way bigger nest. So anyways, I'm gonna put a battery in it, hook up the terminals, get the air box back on. Matter of fact, I'll start with that. I'll go grab the air box. We'll get that fastened on. I got a brand new filter for it. Only cost me $10, so let's get to it. Okay, so I got all my materials here. Like I said, this thing was really, really dirty when I got it, so I cleaned this up with the power washer a little bit. It's not perfect. The inside's not entirely the best, or this side here, but it'll work just for getting it started. I will later on give it a good clean. This is more clean, still a little dirty, but I took a toothbrush and some water for this one. This is the new filter here. The old one was just caked with grease and super dirty. If you guys are interested in getting one, this is the one that I got. I just ordered it off eBay, 10 bucks. Alright, so your filter has this little, or your air box has this little ridge here. Filter sits on it like that. Push it nice and tight up against the wall. These will go back together here. If I can figure out which way it goes. This is correct here. So, when I had mentioned taking apart this before, it was missing 2 screws holding this box together. But I do have extra parts, like I originally said when I picked up the lot. So, I'm going to figure out which one is going to be the easiest. Probably this one to put in later on when I hopefully find another screw with those parts. So go ahead and put it together. So since it's cold out today, this rubber is like not even close to pliable at all. I can barely move it. I got the heat on in here though, so it is much better than it was previously. I'm gonna take the heat gun to it, and I'm gonna connect it here, connect this hose. Connect this hose here to this inlet, and we should be good to go. I'm not gonna clamp it down because I'll probably have to move it, slip it off to spray some ether or starting fluid in. I'm sure we're gonna need it to start, so let's get to it. Okay, so everything is hooked up here finally. I did not record because you guys would have been sitting here for an hour, even with sped up material, because this hose right here is just a pain in the ass to get connected. I remember that from working on the blue one. This one is super easy here, no problems. I'm also missing this screw here. I remember that it was not there at the time, so I need one for that space. I believe there is one behind here or somewhere that also needs to be fastened. Not a big deal. It's good for now. I need to get the gas tank back on. Hey guys, it's Sean here. It is not the next day. It's more like a week later. It just got too dark the day I was out here and I didn't really get to it. So what I've done in the meantime, I didn't really record it because it wasn't necessary, was I just installed the battery. I did hook up all the cables, or rather the hoses to the carb. I double checked that the battery, or that the scooter's getting power right now. And what I'm gonna do is I've got a ketchup bottle with some gas in it, and I'm just gonna feed it directly into the hose that will receive gas that goes into the carb. This way I don't have to put any gas in the tank because it's winter right now. I really don't wanna have to drain it or put the stabilizer in it. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm debating on putting some starter in it first. Why don't we just spray a little starter in it and see what happens? See if it kind of kicks over, and then we'll hook up the gas to it. We'll tip that inside. So just spraying a little bit of starting fluid into the carburetor. And we'll give her a go. Okay, so nothing so far. We'll give it a little more. What was wrong here, and I didn't even think to check, was I had the engine stop on off. So I just switched it over to run, and here we go. Stupid mistake, but we all make them. So this is pretty exciting. Sounds really good. Okay guys, I didn't really want to get the inside of the shed here all exhaust fumy, and I can already see it in here. Maybe you guys can too, but pretty excited now. I feel stupid that I left that engine stop button right on off. It just wasn't on run, so that was the issue. She seems to run really, really good, so that makes me happy. So I guess we'll end it here, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Real quick, I just wanted to say thank you to everybody that is watching my videos. I know I've been on a hiatus of not uploading a video for a long time now, and it kind of sucks because I probably won't be again, now considering that it's winter. And sorry for all my awkwardness in the end of this video. This is my first time ever showing my face in a video, so it's slightly uncomfortable, but it's something that I'm just gonna have to get used to. But again, thank you for watching my video, and I hope to see you guys soon.